being like a first responder, you have to thank God for the littlest things. Like you said, waking up and having a moment with God, that's an answered prayer. Being able to know that He's warning you or talking to you, being able to know that He's in your every moment, like bringing you to people. Every step is in His hands because He promised that the steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. So it's just a blessing when you really trust in God. And my mother always put emphasis that the word tells us to trust in the Lord all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your paths. It's plural because there's multiple things that God has us to do. And so just knowing that you are becoming sensitive and using the Holy Spirit as your advocate, as your helper, what would you say to first responders, particularly that are in the faith, that need to slow down, even in the moment of crisis, in the moment of changes? How can you slow down to make sure that the Holy Spirit is in your consciousness and, you feel that warning or you feel that nudge to go and pray and listen to it? And even if that person ends up, leaving the hospital earlier than expected because you had another call, how not to ignore praying for someone when you feel that leading? How would you advise someone to become sensitive to the Holy Spirit?
I think the first thing is reflecting on life, reflecting on where you started and where you are now. I think the second thing is making that time for God. Whether it's you waking up in the morning and spending time with God, or even on your way to work, talking to God, and just giving that time to reflect. But also being aware, being spiritually aware, being able to, when you feel that, don't be afraid. Yes. The same way we're not afraid to respond to the mercy, don't be afraid to respond when God tells you to. Yes. When God says He puts it on your heart to say, hey, you should go pray for them, you ever realize how that feeling never goes away no matter the time of the day? It's like you'll wait 30 minutes later anyway, and it's still there on your heart. Like when you feel that, don't ignore that. Do it. Just ask them. You do have to be spiritually aware and being also respect everybody's religion. But hey, if they say, just ask them, do you mind if I do? And when they say yes, you pray for them and you talk to them, but you explain, everything as well. You don't just go in there and, give them a prayer, but you also have to make sure that, you're that they're understanding what you're doing, and seeing where you're coming from, because they may have been feeling this and, and they've been thinking like, dang, I don't know what to do, or I'm lost, or, I'm just in a bad place. I've been in the hospital so long, or, they're worrying about bills, all this other thing. But if you take the time to slow down your busy day, to speak to them, it means so much more, because they already, it's already, I'm a patient. Okay, the doctor's probably busy. They got all these patients. But taking it 10 seconds to just go in there and pray for them makes a whole game changer. And it may even change their mindset into where now they're positively thinking about things, and now their recovery is going in a better direction. Maybe they don't want to sit and mope in the bed no more. Maybe they want to get up and try to move around, and that's positive towards the recovery process. You want to make sure that you're getting up and moving around, not just sitting there stagnant, because when you're stagnant, things die. Same way with religion. When you're stagnant and you don't choose to open the Bible, you don't choose to listen to God, or you don't choose to get into your word, it starts to die. It's anything. The sun doesn't come out, grass dies. And so all prevalent around you, you just have to make sure that you're putting, this at the forefront and not ignoring those things. And you understand who you are as a person. You don't have to be afraid of religion. A lot of times we make it feel as if it's something to be afraid of. Oh, this person is religious, or this or that. You look through the book, like when you look through the Bible, there were many religious people that made some of the same sins that we made. And so don't feel that that makes, something to be scared of. When you look through the book of Job, went through the modern day of things where we go through on a daily basis, of losing things near and dear to us, most of them being materialistic, but we, can harp on it. We can start to question God. Why me? I'm not doing nothing wrong. Look at this person right here. They're doing all this. How are they not getting, punished? And how is this, like, you looking at this as a punishment, but the whole time God is using you because He knows that you are a persistent leader. You're into it. You believe in Him, and you understand that. Hey, I know that you're not going to give up. I know that you're going to keep pushing. You're going to keep pressing. I know that you're going to use this as a testimony to uplift others. And then when you get to the end, though, He still doesn't, basically tell him, why. He just lets him know that, hey, I am the heaven and earth, and I made the tree. Look at the trees, look at the sky, like look at all these things around you, and the moment you tend and you look, you say, oh, I have a powerful God. I have an almighty. I have a God that will, do anything and make the impossible possible. And that was the more of that story, letting you know that, hey, while yes, the materialistic things may be here, may be taken away, or hey, the devil is trying to test you. Hey, I know you can get through it. I know that, hey, with me, and I say me, I mean with God, anything is possible. Without Him, nothing is possible. I say that every day in my prayer. With God, everything is possible. Without Him, nothing is possible. And understanding that goes a long way, and it lets you know that, hey, I need Him in my life every day, not just one day, but all 7 days a week, not just on Sunday, but every other day after that and every day before that.